Hi everyone, welcome to BIM Guru. In this particular video, we'll discuss about BIM Modeler or BIM Manager portions for your future roles. So, for example, the first thing about this particular session will be the purpose of this particular video is to give you an idea what kind of roles will be suitable for your journey if you started your career as a BIM modeler. Okay, so let's start. Right now, for example, you are working as a BIM modeler in your organization and you do not know in which direction you have to or you should go in future. Whether it is your BIM modeler portion only, where you are specific working for your specific services modeling, for example, HVAC modeling or PHE, electrical architects, or as a structural modeler, whatsoever it is, or you should go for a BIM coordinator or a BIM manager sideline, where in future you'll not be part of your specific service, but you'll be handling overall MEP plus architectural structural services coordination part. Okay, so we'll discuss both the things in a very detailed and a very simple manner in this particular session. So let's proceed. Let's discuss about the key roles at the first place, what BIM modeler's role is and what BIM manager's role is actually. So I'll not go with the definition wise, but in a very simplified manner, if I'll say BIM modeler's job is to read each and every document, technical document that he'll be getting from designer, and he should or he must be able to deliver the 3D model output with the drawings from specific software. For example, he's working in Revit software or ArchiCAD or what we can say civil 3D software, whatsoever the software he'll be using, whatsoever the technical document or the inputs he'll be getting from the designer, he must have that capability or the skill set that he can deliver whatsoever required in terms of detailed modeling and BIM output. Now, if I'll talk about the BIM manager's responsibility, uh, it's totally different. BIM manager role is totally depends on the decision making things. Okay, how project will proceed, how we should start the project, and what kind of strategies or what kind of plans we should have to deliver a project in a very smoother manner. If I'll give you an example, uh, before going for the core design segment or the what we can say the core BIM workflow of a specific project, we always talk about pre-conceptualization stage, right? For design part. Same thing goes for BIM side as well, where the BIM manager will sit together with the client and all the stakeholders, and they'll have the project kickoff meetings, and they'll decide what needs to be done, what's required, what's not required, what kind of platforms we'll be using, those kind of stuffs we'll be discussing that one. And based on that one, BIM manager will develop BIM execution plans so that each and every person included for that specific project, whether it is architect, civil engineer, or what we'll say, HVAC guy, mechanic, electrical guy, PHE guy, infrastructure guy, whatsoever the stakeholders are involved, will be at the same platform. Okay, and how BIM manager will collaborate with different teams. As I mentioned, HVAC, electrical, piping, those kind of stuff. But the BIM manager's role is to collaborate with each and every person in the team and to deliver the projects based on the standards of the project. For example, client asks for 19650 BIM standards for a specific project. Now it's the responsibility of BIM manager to deliver the project with the same standards. Now, if I'll talk about the skill sets, okay, so we just discussed about the rules. Now, what kind of skill sets are required for BIM modeler and BIM manager? So, for BIM modeler, the key strength for a BIM modeler is the proficiency on the BIM softwares. Okay, so if, for example, you're working as a HVAC modeler, you must have the proficient knowledge of Revit software. Okay, because if you are not having that knowledge, you are not a good BIM modeler. So that is the first and very important priority or the skill set required for a BIM modeler. The second and third, I'll combine these ones: the technical knowledge to understand the skills, or what we can say, the documents that we discussed previously as well. For example, designer is giving you some markups in PDF format or in CAD format. Like that way, the modeler must able to understand those inputs so that he can model each and every stuff whatsoever required based on the markups or the CAD input that he got from the designer. Okay. Now, if I'll talk about the BIM manager's role, right here, first of all, leadership ability. Why leadership ability? Okay, before than that, let me clarify this one. BIM manager must have a efficient, proficient knowledge of BIM software, because he'll be handling approx 50 to 70 or 100 150 people's team on different softwares, probably, or on same software as well. So if the manager does not have proper knowledge about the software, he'll not be able to deliver good output out of the project. Okay, so that is the first part. Proficiency in the BIM software is also applicable for BIM manager, but that is not only one requirement for a BIM manager. There are a lot of more things that BIM manager must have. So it comes on leadership abilities. For example, why I'm saying this one, as I mentioned earlier as well, um, because the BIM manager's role is to define the process, define the strategy, define the plan, and to influence all the team members to stick on the same plan. So if the manager does not have that leadership capability and his own personality, he'll not be a good BIM manager. Okay, project management skills, it's highly important. For example, if you'll talk about PIDPs, MIDPs, PIDP means sorry, TIDP means task information project, task information, um, deliverable plan, and the same goes for master information deliverable plans as well. BP, if I'll talk about BP, if I'll talk about CDE platforms, those kind of stuffs, each and everything will come under project management skills. Okay, so BIM manager's role is highly important when it comes for managing a project, because for example, the BIM manager is handling approx 100 to 150 people's team, and right there, he'll not be able to manage every team. For example, there are thousands of clashes in terms of clash coordination. How he will rectify that, which team needs to be resolved, which clashes, and those kind of stuffs. When it comes on the standards part, how HVC guys are following the BIM standards, parallel to the electrical, parallel to the PHE, all things should be on the same page. In terms of deliverables as well, how each and every team is going on in terms of BIM standards. So each and everything in terms of the skills, project management skills as well, BIM manager must have that one. Proficiency in BIM strategy development, as I mentioned earlier. For example, there is one more thing: BIM manager must have that capabilities to figure out the loopholes in the process, and also to rectify them in a faster way. So these are the skill sets required for BIM manager. Now, the comparison. If I'll go through in a single line, what is the comparison? In a single line, it's very simple. For BIM modelers, only technical expertise required, but for the BIM manager, technical plus soft skills in terms of the leadership, right? Because every time you can't dominant, you can't be dominant person. You should go with the influencing power of yourself. Okay, so that is why the soft skills plus technical skills both are required for each and every manager. Is not about BIM manager only, but for BIM manager right now, that's these are the skill sets required. Now, what do you want actually? Okay, let me tell you a little bit brief uh, how BIM modeler's journey will go if you will be in specific service, and how you can achieve a BIM manager position if you want that way. So, uh, for example, you are right now approx 2 to 3 years of experience modeler. Now you are confused in which direction you have to go. So at the first place, you are having your specific services knowledge, right? You're modeling that one, you're getting knowledge how design is working, how design works like that way. So that is one thing that you can go in your stream only, in your service only. For example, you are HVAC modeler, you'll go for as a, for example, you started as a BIM modeler, then senior BIM modeler. Probably you'll be in future you can become a HVAC engineer as well, because with the time you'll learn a lot of design knowledge as well of the service side. Okay, so you can become, if you want, you can become the what we can say HVAC engineer, for example, and then senior HVAC engineer, and probably the principal engineer of your specific service. That is one line. Or if you want to become just modeler only, then you can go for modeler, senior modeler, max to max. Senior modeler position will be rather for you. Okay, because if you are you get your comfortability with the modeling side only, then your role will be till senior BIM modeler. But there's another side as well. You can go for design part in the same service, and you can achieve the principal engineer position of the same service. Okay, in the service segment. But now what if you'll go for the another part, that is BIM managerial direction. Rather the problem is you should have to leave your own service. Okay, because the BIM manager will not be specific about any specific service. It'll be either MEP BIM manager or the overall BIM manager. Okay, it'll not be like that okay, architecture team will have different BIM manager, mechanical guys are having different BIM manager. No, it'll not be like that. So in that case, you'll not be have to able to see your specific services right there if you are becoming a BIM manager. So this, please keep this one in your mind. If you are becoming a BIM manager, this is the main cons for that one. Okay. Now, the second thing is that the job vacancies, or what we can say, the your requirement of your job profile and in the market. Because if you're noticed in your current organization as well, if you're working in a project, there will be multiple BIM modelers involved in the single project, but the BIM manager or the BIM coordinator will be a single person. So if you're going with that direction, please keep that in mind as well. Okay, so these are two things, but majorly it totally depends on you. What do you want? Do you want to stick with your own service, or do you want to go for as a BIM manager direction? Because if you just want to get all the things in your plate, it is not possible. You want, like, okay, I'll get all the HOC technical knowledge as well, and I'll become BIM manager. No, it is not possible. You have to leave something. Okay, so that's on your call, what actually you want. Now, the career paths. If I'll talk about both the career paths, as we just discussed, if I want to grow as a single service modeling side, you are having the extreme level position, that is principal engineer in your specific service, and want to grow as a BIM manager, then you have to go through BIM modeler, then BIM coordinator, and then probably in future BIM manager. And top of that one, you'll become the principal BIM manager as well. Okay, now, conclusion. What you should choose? In my opinion, both the things are equally important in your journey, as we just discussed about all of them. And probably I would say it is totally depends on your your ideas, your thought process, how you are thinking about your career. It totally depends on you only. Please do not think that BIM modeler, the single service BIM modeling position is weak, or BIM manager is higher, or BIM manager is weak, or single service is higher, like that way. No, it's not like that. In a single project, both the positions are highly important. If we are not having the modelers, BIM manager will not be able to deliver what needs to be delivered. But at the same place, if BIM modelers are strong, but the BIM manager is not that much strong, but the decision making power is with the BIM manager only, the project again will suffer. So it totally depends on what kind of how you want to contribute to the project or to the organization in which you are working. But both the things are equally important. I hope right now you are having a proper good understanding about these two roles. But if you are having any doubts about these roles, please comment in this particular video. I'll try to answer all of these questions. So thanks a lot guys for watching this video. Let's meet in my next video.